Hello guys, and in today's YouTube video, we're going to be talking about King's Fall, the new reprised raid that has come to us in Season of the Plunder. And we're going to talk about my review, or opinion, I guess, on the day one contests, and like what I would rate it, and talk about things I liked, things I didn't like. I am recording this directly after we did it. To get started, just to start right off the bat, I had a really good time. I was happy to do it with the team that I did it with. We trolled a lot at times, but overall I had a really good time. I think to start from encounter to encounter, obviously first encounter with the bombs. That encounter isn't really too buggy, fairly simple, pretty straightforward. I feel like that one shouldn't give anyone ever any trouble because you can't really even wipe in that encounter. And then onto the ships. The ships was, as I was playing Hunter on our run, and like doing the ships as not a hunter or as not a stompy was like, oh man, it was not a good time for me. Not a good time at all. There was one time where like I fell off and died like 8 times. I just had to put on a stompies, had to crutch them. And then next would be totem encounter, and then that encounter I actually enjoy a lot. I don't know, a lot of the raid I enjoy. Like the mechanics of King's Fall are very, very like nice to me. I like them a lot. I like the timing of everything, and like I don't know how to explain it. There were certain feelings I got where like I just wanted to like get information out there, and like I guess comms would be just so like everyone would just be like calling out and everything. It really requires your team to be like firing on all pistons at times, and especially in contest mode on top of the challenge, and it makes for some really interesting like gameplay and just like scenarios, and it feels very rewarding when you do get it. So yeah, the totem encounter, fairly simple. The challenge is fairly simple too. I feel like my team struggled a lot with challenge. I'm trying to remember if there was any bugs or anything that we encountered really, and I can't really think of anything. It mostly was just like someone would die, and if someone dies in that encounter, it's pretty much a wrap, unless it's the person that dies is literally the person that is depositing their death singer stuff, and they deposit it and then they die immediately after they deposit it. Otherwise it's like pretty inconvenient and can definitely cost a run. Even in that situation, like it depends on what other people are doing around you and stuff, and I don't know, that was pretty rough for us in the challenge. In normal, not too bad, but challenge definitely a little moldy, but we figured it out. Obviously we figured everything out. And then on to War Priest. That was something. Challenge mode and normal, absolutely like grueling, devastating biblical combat occurred in that room, and like I am happy that I will not have to do that tomorrow when I get on to do my pinnacles on my other 2 characters for power leveling. I'll just have a relaxed, very chill, non-contest, non-challenge experience, and I am personally very excited for that. I also would like to talk about a couple of bugs, because there is quite a few bugs in that encounter that I noticed, and it might just be latency stuff or something, but I mean there's some bugs where like you pick up the buff, and like for example one time we wiped, there was like 2 seconds left. I picked up the buff, or I transferred the buff to Redeemer. Redeemer then picked up the buff, went mid, had 5 seconds left, and then it said challenge failed and we wiped. Now, mind you, that's because we didn't deposit or like swap it quick enough. But at the same time, we did swap it. Like, I don't know. I guess that's what it comes down to though. Is like not so much that you swap it, it's about the time frame in which you swap it. So now that I think back on that, that's not really a bug. That's like a player issue. So, but other than that, actually, I'm trying to think of things that we really struggled with on War Priest, and that really made it frustrating. I guess it was just like staying alive and killing the knights, like the people that had to kill the knights to get the like debuff or whatever to get the thing to swap. That was definitely something that we struggled with a lot, but eventually we got it down, and once that was down, that was pretty much the only piece that was missing to the puzzle. Our DPS pretty much throughout the entire raid was very, very solid, because we all have like god roll stuff and really good PvP players, or relatively good PvP players, so aiming and staying alive at times isn't that hard, I guess, or might come easier, I guess. But I don't know, at the same time, that was kind of what we struggled with, was staying alive and killing the knights in time, and it really came down to like refining the amount of time that we spent doing things. Like for example, when someone swapped buff, instead of sitting there and doing damage for a little bit, you like instantly rotate, because you need as much time as you can to kill that knight, because of how complicated it can be depending on your setup. But other than that, that encounter was, you know, not too bad. I enjoyed it personally. It was very, very satisfying to get done. Big sigh of relief when, you know, you got it done and you knew you had Golgoroth, because Golgoroth's not as hard. But Golgoroth did have some bugs. I think Golgoroth was probably the buggiest encounter in the raid, because sometimes you'd shoot him in the back and it wouldn't take his gaze. Sometimes I'd shoot him multiple times in the back and it wouldn't take his gaze. And I think I remember that being an issue back in D1. And then we also had this issue where we would take his gaze, but then Golgoroth would just like, his back wouldn't open up and he would just look in like the complete opposite direction that he should be. And there was like no real way to like counter that or like do anything about that. It's just like pretty much if you do that, your whole DPS is fucked, and it was very moldy to lose runs to that. But that is definitely to be expected in a day one raid, and hopefully those issues get ironed out. And you know, realistically, it wasn't that bad. It was just about you know, staying alive in the bottom, and you know, me and the person, because I believe both times I swapped. I found myself doing a lot of pretty much at times a lot of the like, what is it, mechanics of an encounter, I guess, where it was like swapping the buff, you know, swapping gaze, stuff like that. And honestly, I enjoy doing that stuff in raids. So Golgoroth altogether wasn't that bad. Kind of buggy, probably the most buggy encounter of the raid, unfortunately. But fortunately, if you do it right, you're able to basically easily two-phase. So that's a plus. Can't hate that. Definitely better than War Priest, which is something a lot of people struggled with. And then on to the Daughters. I feel like Daughters was something that was really easy, especially we've seen a clip on Twitter of like a team like one phasing each daughter with Wardcliff, and we did that and it worked amazingly. Like we did in contest and then we did it in challenge mode, and both times it just burned them down. It made the encounter or the challenge so much easier because there was just so much less stress on us to do like 4 encounters when we could just two-phase both of them. And then Oryx, I can't really think of any bugs off the top of my head. I think there was a couple of times where we'd wipe because someone stayed on a bomb too long, or just miscommunication, but for the most part, actually this day one was not too buggy. It was pretty good. Definitely not like Vows where it was like 7 or 8 hours of just error codes and stuff like that. It was a lot more smooth. There was minor things in this one. It really came down to like latency and probably ping to like the server and stuff. But a big majority of the things that we struggled with, I feel like were just on us. We cleaned them up, fortunately, but... And there was also just some crazy stuff that would happen too, but mostly I feel like it was a player issue or a skill issue, if you would. Altogether, I would probably give this raid like a 9 out of 10. Maybe a 10, I don't know, maybe not a 9 out of 10. I don't know, I would rate it very highly. This is definitely one of the better raids, especially with the change up on the mechanics that we have in it. It makes it very interesting and kind of fresh, although it is reprised content that we've gotten in literally another game. But you know, I still had fun with it. I still look forward to playing it in the future for more pinnacles. Hopefully not too much longer, but you know, in the future I look forward to playing it. And I had a good time. I'm very sick and very tired and malnourished, and I am just battle worn at this point in time. As I'm recording this video, you can probably hear it in my voice. Obviously, I was coughing, stuff like that. Yeah, I would rate this pretty highly. I like definitely over 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in that range. Very good raid. I enjoyed it a lot. I would definitely do it again. I wish that I was in a little bit better of a condition physically doing it the next time I would do something like this, because I really could do without the headache and like the ingestion and coughing and all that. But it is what it is. Shit happens. I probably shouldn't have stayed up for like 39 hours on, you know, Wednesday or Tuesday, and I think it was Tuesday that I stayed up or something. Yeah, it was Tuesday at like 10 in the evening or something. I don't know. I don't remember. It was Tuesday and like late at night. I just went to bed because my internet went out. Yeah. Anyway, I probably shouldn't have done that because I was already sick. Like I was already having a sore throat. And then I do that and it just doubles on. Now that really didn't do me any favors. Now that we are having a lot of the PvE content completed, I'm going to definitely be pushing out more Crucible content and build videos for you guys. I just haven't really had the time to do a lot of that because I've been focusing on PvE. So I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to be working on getting some build videos out, working like fucking around with Blink Shoddy probably tomorrow, and hopefully, you know, the video will be out on Sunday or Monday. I especially kind of wanted to wait until we had access to all the fragments, which we do now, so that's good. Anyway, if you all enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell below for notifications. I upload every day at 1 p.m. EST. Please make sure, if you have not already, to please go follow me on Twitter at Diffizzle. I post updates about what's happening with me and my content and stuff like that. If you're interested in that, please make sure to go follow me on there. We just recently, a couple weeks ago, hit 10K followers, and I will be doing another emblem giveaway as a celebration. I recently did a Heritage Eternal, and I have another set of emblems that I will be giving away. So if you're interested in that, please make sure to go check out the Twitter. And if you want more content of mine, please make sure to go check out my Twitch. I stream pretty much every day on there, especially at the beginning of the seasons, literally for days straight sometimes. So, and I plan to be doing like a 48-hour trial stream whenever that comes out as well. So if you're interested, please make sure to go check that out. And I love you guys very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Go get some rest.